Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the program. Thank you for joining. Please like and share on your platform. Please like and share. Make, make sure you connect to at least one person. Make sure you connect to at least one person. We are here to spread the gospel of Biafra. That is what we have signed up for, and we will continue to do so. As you join, invite someone to join us. As you connect, invite somebody. Don't just be there alone. Don't be there all by yourself. Make sure you invite someone to join us on this very program. Remember, the responsibility we have taken upon ourselves is to share information, to continue to educate people, to continue to enlighten the world about what is happening in Biafra land. We will continue to preach this message of enlightenment. It does not matter how tough it is. It doesn't matter how they try to stop us. We will not stop. So please, as you connect, either from Facebook or from the YouTube, I urge you in the name of Chukwuka Biama to please like and share. Invite at least one person. Help us so that we can reach to as many people as possible, because we are in a time that we will not leave any stone unturned. We have been given the charge to preach this gospel, and we will continue to preach this gospel. Once again, I welcome you that has connected. Those who have joined now, I welcome you. If you are joining us from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you. If you are joining from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, you are joining us from Russia, from China, from Israel, any part of the world you are connecting to us from, I welcome you and I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide you, protect you, and secure you. We have come once again. A lot is happening, and we cannot be silent and allow people to get into trouble. We cannot be silent, even when the world is silent towards what is happening. It is not that they don't know. The world knows what is going on in Biafra land. They know what Nigerian people are doing to the Biafran people. They know very well. But they have refused to speak about it. But we, the Biafrans, our eyes is on the rising sun. And for the fact that we are focusing on the rising sun, they can never distract us. They can never derail us. No amount of their propaganda is going to trouble us. We will continue to pursue the freedom of Biafra until we get it right. So I welcome everyone that has connected. If you have joined in from Facebook or you are watching from YouTube, I welcome you. It is another evening. And I want to remind you before we go into the main program that the self-referendum vote is still ongoing. The self-referendum vote is still ongoing. If you have not yet casted your vote, I don't know what you are waiting for. As it stands today, there is no excuse that anybody will give that will be acceptable. No excuse you will give and say this is why you did not vote that will be acceptable, because the voting for the self-referendum have been made very, very easy and simple. The Biafra Republic Government in Exile, under our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, has made it very easy and simple for everyone to participate in the voting. It's either you get your hand on the form, fill the form, tick yes after putting your information, and submit. Or you can just put up a phone call. Put a phone call across You will be interviewed. Your consent will be received. Information and your data will be placed. And then your vote will be cast. And it will count. Or you can go online and follow the normal procedure and cast your vote. Every one of us must have voted. More especially people in diaspora, you have no reason to give. If you are a Biafra and living in diaspora and you have not voted, you are evil. If you are living in diaspora, you are a Biafra and you have not voted in the self-referendum, you are evil. And your evil will catch up with you. If it doesn't catch up with you in days, it will catch up with you in months. If it doesn't catch up with you in months, it will catch up with you in years. If it doesn't catch up with you in years, it will catch up with you in a decade. But your evil must definitely catch up with you. You are living in diaspora. You have no excuse to give. As long as you are up to 18 years and above, no excuse is acceptable. You are supposed to cast your vote. And those who are living in Biafra land, the whole option are being open. There is no excuse equally. Either you put up a call or you get the form, fill the form and submit. We have seen videos of the form. Millions of the form are in Biafra land as we speak. All you need to know is to keep your ears and eyes open. Remember the seat at home that is going to crown it all. The last phase of the first stage. The last phase of the first stage of the self-referendum before we enter into the second stage. That is where we are. And in that last stage of the first phase of the referendum, everybody in Biafra land has to get involved. That is why our Prime Minister put up the 3-day sit at home. 29th, 30th, our Heroes Day, which we can never push away. The Heroes Day remains the way it is. If anybody is pushing any blackmail or propaganda, telling that the Hero Days have been changed, it has been taken away, it is all a blackmail, which does not hold water. We know that the only man who has stood his ground to see that every legacy of Mazi Nnamdi stands is Mazi Simon Ekpa. Even when the IPOB in Nigeria tried as much as they can to remove the Heroes Day celebration and change it with something else, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria stood his ground and said it will not happen. So when they bring that propaganda of saying, oh, that the government in exile have changed the procedure, they have removed the Heroes Day, and don't mind them. 2 days we are added for Biafrans to have the opportunity to cast their vote on ground. 2 days we are added. 29th, 30th, and 31st. So every Biafran that is watching this program, prepare yourself for that very sit at home that is coming. Prepare yourself for what is coming, because it is going to be heavy. The Biafran people are going to get involved in full. You must answer your name. You must be represented. You must be represented. Do not be discouraged. No matter the trial you see from east, west, north, and south, do not be discouraged. You're welcome, Basil. Thank you for joining. Nenna, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Everyone that has connected, please, once you connect, share the video on your WhatsApp group to any platform where you belong so that people can join us. You know that the social media is not our friend. They are always trying to compress us, and they sometimes take people away from the platform. If they kick you out, try to come back. But the only way you can make yourself stand firm is to share. Make sure you share. Click like and share. Once they kick you out, try to come back. Everybody that is connected, I appreciate every one of you that have joined so far. And we will never give up, no matter how they try to discourage us. For me personally, I have made up my mind that when I come online, even if it is one person that is watching, I will preach my message. Even if it is one person, I will preach my message for as long as I want. And Chukwu Okikabia will spread the gospel by himself. So everyone that is watching today, I urge you to do your own part. In the self-referendum, it is mandatory. It is our civic responsibility to make sure that we cast our vote. And I bet you, your vote is going to count. The restoration of the independent state of Biafra is going to happen, regardless of what anybody is thinking and what they are saying. Whether they agree or they don't agree. Whether they support it or they don't support it, it doesn't change anything. It is going to come. The restoration of the independent state of Biafra is coming. The declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra is going to happen. 2nd of December to be precise. The date cannot be changed. Not even the devil can dare. Because that date is sanctioned and is given as a mandate by Chukwu Okikabia. Only Chukwu Okikabia himself can change it. No human can. And because we are standing on Chukwu Okikabia's order, every single thing is going to go on smoothly. Today you can see the zoo, how they are running helter-skelter. You can see the zoo, how they are intensifying on their attack. You can see what they are doing against our brothers and sisters. You can see them with their propaganda and blackmail right, left, and center. But I thank Chukwu Okikabia that Biafrans cannot be cowed out. The Biafran people have had enough of their division, enough of their lies, enough of their deceit, and no Biafran can be deceived anymore. No Biafran can be deceived anymore. Today, we all know what the truth is. We know the truth, and that truth is going to set us free. That is where we are today. Freedom is going to come to the Biafran people by fire, by force. If they like, let them kick us out. Very soon, our own social media is going to be up and running. Once our own social media is up and running, then let me see who is going to stop us. Let me see where they are going to cage us anymore. We have come a long way. And by the special grace of God, we are going to make it. Every one of us should know that today, the Biafran government is the only government that Biafrans must listen to. The only government that cares about the Biafran people is the Biafra Republic government in exile. There is no government anywhere that is there for you as a Biafran. In case you do not know it now, that you are not in the project of Nigeria. As long as you are from the old southeastern region, the present south-south, southeast with Lower Benue and Lower Kogi, if you are from this area, you are not in the project of Nigeria. If you lie, continue to deceive yourself because of the peanuts they give to you. For those of you who are guiding pipeline, and you are happy with it, because you are given a contract to guide your own wealth for someone else to come and take. Sorry. So sorry. But no matter whatever you have chosen, for us, we have chosen freedom and we're going to be free. Biafrans across the world, we are in a time where when we need to focus. We have no more time to begin to look at irrelevant people, people that has nothing to offer. It is a time to focus on the reality of the day. One important thing you must know is that anybody today who claims to love you as a Biafran, anybody today who claims to fight for Biafra and does not respect the Biafra Republic of in exile, does not respect the Prime Minister, that person is not fighting for Biafra freedom. You don't need a soothsayer or a prophet to tell you that that person is not in the struggle. Anyone that is not in support of our Prime Minister Ekpa under the Biafra Republic of Nigeria, which is under the Supreme Command of Mazen Nandeka, anybody that is not on that line is on his own. They don't mean well for you. Today, we know that the only organization that is standing for Biafra people is their government. We have crossed the level of being an organization. And we have transformed from organization to be a government, registered and recognized across the world. Some of you are waiting for open recognition. You are going to see open recognition from now to October. You are going to begin to see open recognition before our convention. You're going to hear it. Already you know that all our liaison offices across the whole world have submitted letter of recognition in the country where they are domiciled. And response will be trooping in very soon. We are waiting for the referendum count. After the first phase, we enter the second phase. By the end of this referendum, I believe we are going to get up to 50 million people in that vote. Biafrans are going to turn out in huge number. We are going to get up to, if not up to 50 million, close to 50 million people. And when this number is poured out and shown to the world with evidence and verifications, let me see who is going to force Biafra. Let me see who's going to force Biafra people to stay in a place where they are not wanted. We are going to provide a number that will shock the whole world. And after providing that number, during our convention in Finland, after the result of the referendum have called, the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria, we now have the full endorsement of the people to make declaration. Remember Mazen Nandeka said it, that nothing will be done without the consent of Biafra. This is the time for you to give your consent as a Biafra. Don't say you were not told. Don't say you didn't know. That is why, while you are casting your vote, you keep your receipts. Keep your evidence. Because it is going to speak for you when the time comes. I was putting that said it there. Before Biafra was declared, we are going to get the consent, permission from Biafrans. And you are going to see that consent on our convention day. When you hear the result and the number of people who have given their consent for the declaration, then our Prime Minister will have no choice than to declare the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. That is why I tell you that the beauty of the time that we're in, the beauty of the new dimension is that everything is done clearly, in a clear terms, that even a layman will understand. Every single thing is done in such a way that even a layman will understand, so that you will not have any excuse to give and say, this is why you did not listen. There is no excuse. There is no sitting on the fence. Every single thing that is being done today is being spelled out. If you choose not to listen, you choose to do something different, it is your own business and you are going to face the consequence of your action. As for we, the Biafran people, who genuinely want to be free, we know what we are supposed to do, and we are casting our vote, making sure that everyone around us, our families and friends and relatives, cast their own vote. That mandate will be given to our Prime Minister during our convention. through the self-referendum you are voting today. You see why you must be serious with that self-referendum. Because the international community will like to see the mandate. Who gave you the mandate to make declaration? That is the question that will always come, How did you arrive at making that declaration? How many people are supporting you? That will be the question that will come from the international community. That is why our Prime Minister is taking his own time. Do you think that he cannot wake up and make the declaration today? Or do you think you cannot? Even if he chooses to make the declaration today, we will defend it. But he has chosen to go through the legal way to get the mandate of the people. Following the order of Mazen Nandekano, that whenever Biafra will be declared, we will have mandate from the Biafran people. Today, we are in the process of that mandate. So, if you genuinely want to be free, if you sincerely want to be free, you must go and cast your vote. I bet you after the declaration by December 2nd, it will be a different ball game. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Venezuela, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra have said it, that the world is going to marvel what the Biafran people are going to do. The United Nations, the EU, the US, they will marvel how Biafrans are going to react after the declaration. And I can bet you that the preparations are ongoing even as we speak. Preparations are going. And the zoo knows very well that something is coming. That is why today you see politicians busy stealing as much as they can. You see the politicians stealing the treasury dry. Today, their lifeless president is nowhere to be found. Just like during the time of late Muhammad Buhari after his death, those who were around continue to siphon money and steal. They make sure they stole and stole and stole until they are satisfied. The same scenario is playing out again. The drug baron is down. Nobody has seen any picture of him or heard from him. The last time he was seen was when he flew to Saudi Arabia. From then up to now, nobody has seen or heard about him. And we know that he's in coma. But just as our Prime Minister have prayed and said we should pray that he should remain on that coma until October. We know that the coup plotters are doing everything possible to come in. But we are praying that they never succeed until October. Just as I promised, I have said that October is very, very pivotal in this variation. We are waiting to see what is going to happen. But no, whatever be the case, there is no going back. There is no going back. We are going to defend Biafra land with everything that is in us. And the earlier the world begin to understand this in ABC, the better. You can't deceive us anymore. You can continue to hinder us. You can continue to cause your problem. You can continue to create obstruction to us. You can continue to dehumanize us. But no matter what you do, we are not going to give up. We know where we are coming from and where we are going. And until we get to our destination, we will never give up. Take it to the bank. We will never give up. This is a battle that must be won. And we are going to win it. Win it by all means possible. Wherever you are watching this program from, you must be strong. Our enemies are inside and outside. Some of you must have heard what is coming out from Enugu State. Enugu State, where one of the idiot is, the one they call Pitamba. The one that stole the election, who was not voted by the people. The idiot that forged the certificate, the one that the caliphate imposed in Enugu people, he has come to steal, to destroy, and to take people's life. That is the only project that Mba has. That is the only project Mba has. Today you have had the idiot went and awarded contract of 100 billion naira. Contract of 100 billion. He wants an award to one pragmatic whatever. One pragmatic firm of any. He awarded them 100 billion contract. Do you know that the very company that he awarded that contract was established 9 days before the day they were awarded the contract? The company was registered 9 days. After 9 days, the company was registered. They gave that company a contract that is 100 billion. Where does that happen? Only in Nigeria. It is only in Nigeria because in other part of the world, there must be procedure. When you register your company must have been sometime, must get to some level before you begin to handle such kind of huge contract. You cannot just wake up and give a company that was just registered 9 days ago. You award them a contract of 100 billion. And I bet you that when you trace this company, at the end of the day, you find out that it is the same governor that opened that company that is not existing anywhere. And the contract that is awarded will never ever be done anywhere. Nobody's going to talk about it. This is how they siphon money. This is how they siphon money. And the zoo allows them to steal so that they can hold them captive. As long as you're ready to keep your people down, as long as you're ready to destroy the life of your own people and make sure they don't have a voice, they will allow you to steal. Today, Peter Mba is stealing 100 billion from Enugu people in the name of signing the contract to refertilize one palm whatever, EPPL. Madness. Stealing the broad daylight. The same thing that the Abia State governor did, the former Abia State governor. The same thing the former Abia State governor did. Awarded a contract that doesn't exist anywhere and only to be transferring the money into his account. That is what Mba is doing. Hope Uzodinma did the same thing. Remember when Hope Uzodinma made a launching, he meant that they are going to build a Air Force base, Air Force training school in Imo State. And you are now know that such kind of projects can never come to Biafra land. The federal government of Nigeria will never ever dare to have such project in Biafra land. But Hope Uzodinma with his scam, the same way he promised Imo State people that he's going to send 4,000 of them to Europe for job, that he has job waiting for them, 4,000. The same way he made that promise, he told them that he's going to build Air Force military school. And he took people's land. He took over land, people's land, accommodated people and destroyed houses. At the end of the day, was that place built? It wasn't built. Today they have started selling it out to people and preserving some for Ruga. These are idiots that are parading themselves as representative of the Biafran people. Bunch of criminals who are parading themselves as representatives. Look at the other clown in Anambra State that called himself a professor. That idiot that called himself a professor. Who stole and stole and stole as a central bank governor. He stole as much as he can. Federal government, as a central bank governor. After stealing as a central bank governor, when he went out and he see that the money is not coming again, he looks for another means to steal, and he come back as a governor. And today, governor of a state, look at how he's stealing Anambra State dry. He first of all started with taxing people right, left, and center. As if that is not enough, he went ahead to begin to destroy the life of the young ones in Anambra State. Today, look at Anambra. How is this? Anambra has become worse than, even Obiano is better than this idiot who called himself a professor. Obiano is better than him. Obiano, the drunkard, is better than him. In his own case, the case of the idiotic professor, he has already built Ruga. Ruga is existing in Anambra State. If you don't know it now. All you have to do is to go and verify. Anything you hear here, go and verify. Anambra State have Ruga as we speak. And that is why Enugu State is going the same direction. Pitamba has secretly passed the bill to establish Ruga in Enugu State. And that is how he has opened the gate of hell in Enugu. Our Supreme Master Nandekano made it clear that we cannot give an inch of our land to any idiot, no matter whom you are. So if Peter Mbak thinks that he will be the one to give up our land, he should be ready to give up his head. Because under our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, the Opoto of Biafra land, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, no inch of Biafra land will be ceded out to anybody. It doesn't matter whom you are. No inch of our land will be given to anybody. Mazen Nande can make it clear. So those of you who are gearing up, and the people who are buying, you are doing it at your own risk. Both you and the Fulani you are selling it to, it is at your own risk because you cannot own land in Biafran territory. It is not done. You can't own land in Biafran territory. You cannot. Because as we all know, you have more than enough space in the northern part of Nigeria. You have more than enough space. Why are you not investing there? Why are you not investing in the north? You have more than enough space. What is chasing you from your own zone? Even when you have stolen as much as you can, you have stolen a lot from the Biafran people. We kept you silent. You have stolen and stolen and stolen until your belly is swollen beyond repair. And you are still stealing. But I bet you it cannot be for too long. Biafrans are going to take away what belongs to them. We will definitely take what belongs to us. It doesn't matter how you feel, what you think, or what you could do. If you know what you will do now, begin to do it. If you know what to steal, steal now. Because in the near future, very, very soon, you will no longer have access to that oil. Just of recent, Shell confirmed the explosion of their pipelines. Pipelines were blown up. More are going to go down. The economic strangulation of the zoo will continue and intensify. They can continue to pretend nothing is happening. They can continue to blame it on this or that. But I bet you, the economic downturn you are seeing in the zoo today is as a result of what the Biafra Republic Government in Exile is doing. You better educate yourself. What you are seeing today is as a result of what the Biafra Republic Government in Exile is doing. They can continue to deny it until thy kingdom come. Who cares? We are focused on the restoration of Biafra. One thing that matters to us is to see that the zoo comes to an end. That is the project we have. The project we have at hand is to make sure that the zoo does not exist anymore. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks or what you say. The project we have at hand is to see that the zoo comes to an end. And that project is in the hand of Chukwu Okike. Chukwu Okike is sponsoring it. We are just instruments in his hand to make it materialize. And we will continue to do what we have to do to see to the end of the zoo. The earlier you understand that, the better. Every Biafran today must put their money where their mouth is. The only defense you have as a Biafran is the Biafra Republic of Exile. No other defense you have. Nobody will fight for you. Nobody will speak for you. Nobody will stand for you. Today, Chukwu Okike have given you a voice. He has given you a solution. He has given you a leader. All you need to do is to obey simple instructions. That is all required of you. The only thing that is required from you all is obey simple instruction. As long as you are obedient, the sky will just be the beginning for you. I want you to remember that in this era, it is not the time for petition. It is not the time for complaint. It is not the time for crying. It is not the time for complaint. It is not the time for protest. We are in the restoration of Biafra, a time when we have taken our fate into our own hand. A time when only action speaks. A time where when we will feed them with the same cup they feed us, we feed them with that same cup so that they can see, know the taste and know how it feels. The same cup they feed us with, that is the cup we are going to use to feed them. It does not matter what anybody can say from any angle. Their propaganda and blackmail cannot change anything. Will never, ever change anything. The more they continue to lie and blackmail us, the more we continue to be formidable. The more they continue to tell their lies, the more we overcome them. And I bet you, every one of us must stand strong, because we are getting to the end of the road where the light is going to shine. I said, I'm born a seeker, God, baby. When the road gets tough, the tough gets going. It is going to get tough, even tougher. But my joy is that at the end of it all, victory is going to come. Remember the word of our Supreme Master Nandekan. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will come. That is the only hope we have. So it doesn't matter how tough it is. It doesn't matter the challenges. It doesn't matter the name calling, the obstruction, deceptions. No. What matters is that at the end of it all, Biafra will come. So wherever you are as a Biafra, do not be discouraged. Sometimes you will see things that will discourage you. Sometimes you might see reasons to give up. Sometimes the attack might be too much for you to handle. But I bet you, if you continue to be consistent to the end, you'll be glad you did. We cannot give up, not now. Remember the word of Mazen Nandekan. He said we have crossed the Rubicon. If he could say that a long time ago, what do you think he'll be saying now? There is no going back. And our Prime Minister knows that very well. The Prime Minister of Biafra, the government in Exile, Mazen Simon Ekpa, is somebody who sees the heart of Mazen Nandekan. He's a man who sees the inside of Mazen Nandekan. Even when Mazen Nandekan was with us, in his silent moment, Mazen Simon Ekpa preaches a message from the heart of Mazen Nandekan. On several occasions, we have seen Mazen Nandekan confess that what he is preaching is what he wanted to say and preach. That was why when he was trying to announce Simon Ekpa, he didn't hesitate. He didn't seek permission from anybody, because he knew how spiritual They are both connected. He knows how spiritually connected both of them are. You might not understand. As a carnal person, you won't understand. But if you have the innermost eye, if you have the insight, the spiritual eye, you will understand that these two men are one person. That these two men are operating under one power and one source. Both of them have the mandate of Chukwu Abema to restore Biafra. And the same angel is ministering to both of them. You might not believe this, but this is a fact. That is why when Master Simon Ekpa is speaking about information of Master Nandekan, he doesn't miss word or tell you like it be like say it be. No. He says it with authority as a fact. And at the end of the day, you see that whatever he says is just the way he says it. He is very, very connected spiritually to Master Nandekan. His spiritual son. Every one of us must listen and learn. We must borrow leave from his attitude. This is a man who joined the struggle and he said, it is forward ever and backward never. He said in his own word that instead Biafra not to come, he will turn to a beast. Just like Mazen Nandekan made his own prophecy and he said, his own promise, he said, that it is either Biafra or that. It's either he gets Biafra or he dies fighting for Biafra. This is a vow that was made by Mazen Nandekan, and he has kept that vow, even in the face of death. He kept the vow. The same way our Prime Minister Mazen Samak have said, that instead Biafra not to come, he will turn to a beast. And that is when he is talking about the issue of Biafra, he doesn't have a special friend. Our Prime Minister doesn't have a special friend when it comes to the issue of Biafra. If you think because you are close to him, you will mess up, you are gone. If you think because you know him, because you are too familiar with him, and because of that you feel he can do anyhow, once he finds you wanted, you are gone. If you in any way step aside to sabotage Biafra, you are gone. No matter how close you are to him, you are gone. Everything he's doing today is for the interest of Biafra. And that is how it's supposed to be with every single one of us, Biafra. We are supposed to put our nation, Biafra, first. Put it first. Whatever anybody is presenting to you, if it doesn't have your interest, pull out. That is how the world operates. You can continue to dance with your enemy. You can continue to deceive yourself. But that is the standard of the world today. Everybody today protests his own interest. Even when you hear about the United Nations, you hear about EU, every single one of them is protecting their own interest. Once their interest is protected, it doesn't matter what is happening to you. They are united for their own interest, not for you from the third world country. Their United Nations doesn't have anything to do with you. That is why, in most cases in Africa, they come late. In their present, genocide have been committed several times, and they did nothing. Not even a sanction. Not even a sanction. Genocide have committed in so many places. Not even a sanction. That is why everybody must go back to their region and fight for themselves. Put your own people first. Before you begin to talk about united this or united that, put your own people first. If you don't, you are going to be used as a scapegoat. Look at what is happening in South Africa. South Africa that will have somebody like Julius Malema, who is talking about one Africa, one Africa. Every day he's shouting one Africa, but look at what his country is doing. Look at what South Africans are doing. You saw the video that they marched from South Africa, where they are taking the life of their own fellow black people for no just cause, for no reason. For no reason, just because they are Africans like themselves. They will never do that to a white person. They won't go after their colonial masters. Their own anger is channeled on their own fellow Africans. Even when they have one of the spokespersons who talks much about United Africa. You see why when you talk about all this big unity issue, you must solve your own problem in-house first. Solve your in-house problem before you begin to talk about the outside. You must solve your in-house problem. South Africa have not been able to solve their in-house problem. How can they be able to be talking about uniting the whole world or the whole Africa? It's not possible. And that is why in the case of Biafra today, we want to lay a foundation where we're going to stand. We will stand on our own foundation. After we have been liberated, then we can begin to speak on behalf of other African countries to be liberated also. At the end of the day, if it becomes necessary that we will march together as one, there will be a written agreement signed up by all the countries and the citizens. Then people will know their limitation and the kind of agreement we are entering into. We cannot continue to operate based on what the colonial master have left behind. Everything that you see today in African nation is what the colonial master have left behind. And that is why Africa is the way it is. Because every single government in Africa is serving the colonial master, except for this recent one that have pulled out to rescue their people. Ivory Coast and Niger, to be precise. I think Mali too. These are the only people today that have been able to liberate themselves to an extent, to a very reasonable extent. And gradually they are going to recover their own land. And I can bet you that with the success Ivory Coast and Niger are making today and Mali, those who have pulled away from their colonial master, a plan is still going on as we speak against them. Who are they going to use on those plans? They are still going to use your brothers. They are still going to use your own brothers. As we speak, the French, the United States and whatever, they are still planning to bring down the African leaders who have taken charge of their resources. The plan is still ongoing as we speak. But by the special grace of Chukwu Kanya, they will never succeed. So many of the heroes of Africa has been murdered by this colonial master in the past. Patrick Lumumba was murdered, sponsored by the West. So many heroes of Africa who came to build their nation were murdered. Many of them sponsored by the West. And we can no longer continue to go on that path. That is why the freedom of Biafra is being powered by the Biafran people themselves. In the restoration of Biafra, there's no company anywhere sponsoring it. In restoration of Biafra, there's no government anywhere sponsoring it. It is the Biafran people that is speaking for themselves, taking their fate into their own hand, so that when the Biafra finally comes, we will take decisions on what to do. We have the brains, we have the equipment, we have the brain to compete with the best countries of the world. We have the brain to compete with at any level. At any level, we can compete with developed countries. Already we are setting a standard. The Biafra Republic of Nigeria, under our president Samuel Ekpa, is setting a standard. Some things that he has accomplished within 3 years, many countries of Africa has never even dreamt of it. The things that our Biafra Republic of Nigeria have accomplished, many countries of Africa have not even started making a plan, let alone accomplishing it. You see why the West is afraid of us? They know what we can do. Within the last 3 years of war, the civil war of Biafra, the achievement Biafra made within that 3 years of civil war, Nigeria has not been able to make it up to today. The success that the Biafrans made, the development that they had, things they manufactured, within 3 years of civil war, Nigeria has not been able to achieve what they achieved in that 3 years up to this moment. Why? Because they are focused on keeping the Biafran people down. As wicked as they were, after the civil war, they went to the University of Nsukka, and they burned every documents they found there. Documents of inventions, documents where experiments were performed, how they build their arms and everything. Instead of preserving it and learn from it, what the Nigerian government did, they burned every of those documents. Every document that the Biafran scientists kept, except for the one they escaped with. They burned them down. And you think that such a country is going to develop? White people don't behave like that. People who want to learn don't behave like that. When you come, you take treasures. There are treasures. You take treasures and keep for yourself and learn. When that is different between the whites and the blacks. When the whites invade your area, they will take important documents and preserve for themselves and keep it. But what Nigerian government did, that was when they took over Biafran land, they went to the University of Nsukka and they destroyed every document they found that has to do with invention. They destroyed it. And they went ahead to remove chemical engineering from Nsukka or whatever. They removed the course that has to go to that direction from Nsukka in order to hurt the Biafran people. And you think you will succeed. You can't keep Biafrans down. You can never, there's nothing you can do to keep Biafran people down. You better stop trying. The more you try to keep them down, the more they rise to the top. Because they are unstoppable. The Biafrans are unstoppable. What we were able to produce within the 3 years of war, Nigeria has never achieved it up to today. In the midst of the war, we were able to build our airport. We built our tarmacs. Our communication system that we use and communicate, we built it by ourselves. That was why they could not be able to intercept it. While the war was going on, communication system was built by the Biafrans, where our eternal the Dim Odmoju was broadcasted. We refined our oil during the Civil War. We were refining our own oil. We built our airport and our own runway. We built our own arms and ammunition for the war. We constructed aircraft, converted things to air. We built aircraft for ourselves during the Civil War. Biafrans did exploit, unexplainable exploit. And that was why we were able to hold them for 3 good years. A war that Gowon boasted that it would last 2 weeks. Gowon said, give me 2 weeks, I'll flush them out. They fought for 3 good years until they said, no victor, no vanquish. And they never defeated, they didn't defeat Biafra with the barrel of gun. Never. Many Biafran that lost their life through hunger and starvation. They came with their blockade, with the help of the Westerners. They blockaded Biafrans. The blockade was so much. And that blockade caused the death of Biafrans. Many people that lost their life was not because of the war, not on the face of the bullet. Millions of our children died out of hunger because of the blockade. Millions died. That is why today we are taking our relationship with Ambazonia very serious. The coastal region on that side must not be compromised. That is why today the Black Marine in Bakassi are doing everything humanly possible to defend that area. We will not leave any stone unturned. In 1967, they gave us blockade on media, blockade in the sea. There was blockade right, left, and center. Biafrans were left to their own fate. But in 2024, It cannot be the same. In this new dimension, we have learned a hard lesson. The supreme leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekan, learned and read a lot about what transpired. Our Prime Minister today, Mazen Simon Ekpa, have read a lot. And the most importantly, that Chukwu Kikarima took our Prime Minister away on time to educate him and preserve him for today. While Mazen Nandekan was busy praying for those who are born for this mission. Even when he was crying and thinking that he's all alone by himself, he didn't know that Chukwu Okukari already prepared people. When he escaped for his life, he said in Israel, he prayed to Chukwu Okukari and asked Chukwu Okukari to send people who are called for this mission. That he had not seen any, not even one. He prayed, and Chukwu Okukari answered that prayer expressly and told him that when the time comes, those who are born for this mission will appear. Nobody knew that Chukwu Okukari already have kept aside our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, representing. Even then, he was still with Nigeria. 2015, our Prime Minister was still Nigeria, thinking that things are going to work out fine. He was still looking towards Nigeria. As at 2015, he was still one Nigerianist, feeling that it's going to be better. While he was, Chukwu Okukari was preparing him and showing him things that he need to see and know. Chukwu Okukari was opening connections and grounds for him. But he never knew why he was there. Just like Mazen Nandekan, who also protested for Nigeria in London. That was where Chukwu Okukari started preparing him. And that is how it is. Mazen Nandekan, first of all, started from protesting on behalf of Nigeria, for the betterment of Nigeria. Until Chukwu Okukari opened his heart and tell him, this is not what to do. Fight for your people and take them out. In the same vein, our Prime Minister was also speaking for Nigeria until Chukwu Okukari called him and said, enough is enough. There are so many people who was, I think we had, there was a pastor that came out and said that he wanted to pray for Nigeria, and Chukwu Okukari told him, do not pray for Nigeria. There's no need. Pray for your people. One of the prophets said that. In Revelation, in the New Year, where he was trying to make his New Year prayer for Nigeria, he was told clearly, don't pray for Nigeria, pray for your people. What else are you waiting for to know that this contraction have expired? In case you do not believe the expiration that was given by the colonial master, when they told you after 100 years it expires. If you don't believe that, with the revelations and things that happen, don't you know that it has expired? Why are you still embracing one Nigeria? Why are you still condemning yourself to destruction? Why are you still selling your soul to the enemy? Why? Why are you doing this to yourself? This question goes mostly to people who call themselves Biafra. You identify yourself as a Biafra, and yet here you are confessing one Nigeria. You are worse than an infidel. If you call yourself a Biafran and you are here confessing one Nigeria, you are worse than an infidel. And even if every other person is forgiven, you that is a Biafran, more especially the Igbo Biafrans, you are an Igbo Biafran and you open your mouth to confess one Nigeria, you are gone. You only signed your death warrant and you will never be forgiven. Your judgment is going to come from Chukwu Okukari. And in that judgment, you will never go scot-free. My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, know that we have no time. The only way forward is to get out of the zoo. Until you prepare yourself for that journey to walk out of the zoo, until you decide to walk out of the zoo. Then and only then you will have a life. Fellow Biafran that are watching this program this evening, please like and share. I appreciate every one of you that have been patient. You know, today they hold us down. Only 10 people watching in a platform where we have almost 15,000 subscribers. 15,000 subscribers, but you come online, you see only 10 people watching. Sometimes 5 people watching. It is not ordinary. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all of us. I urge you to continue to pass this information to those who care to hear and listen. We will never give up. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for listening. I will be back again tomorrow morning. If you have time, join us in the morning. If you don't have time, we'll see you again tomorrow evening. Stay blessed, and may Chukwu Okike guide and protect all our warriors that are fighting for us, the Liberation Army, resistance fighters, the Black Marine. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect the federal government in Homeland and all our broadcasters. Guide and protect the members of the cabinet. Guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I thank you all for being part of this program this evening. Stay blessed, and I will see you again tomorrow.